What's up, YouTube Nation? This is Steven Talber. This is TalbyReacts. So over the weekend I went to a pretty cool convention called PAX Prime. It's pretty much considered one of the biggest convention, just fan-based, fan-run conventions pretty much in America. It's bigger than E3, and PAX just knows how to knock it out of the park. It's based out of Seattle, in my hometown, or where I've been living. And so today I really wanted to talk to you about kind of the games that I kind of played. There's a lot of new games, a lot of different ones. Yeah, and so pretty much going off of this, let me first say I didn't really play anything real big because the lines were like forever. Like you would have to wait 3 or 4 hours to play a single game, and I was like, this is not worth it. And so I decided to play kind of some of the smaller games, and found some really good titles. And so I kind of want to tell you about these titles that I heard about. The first game I was really interested in is I played this game at a party event, and it was called Future Grind. And so basically what Future Grind is a skateboarding type game. And so it's a vehicle with 2 wheels, and they grind. And so one wheel is blue and one wheel is red, and so you grind and then turn different colors to kind of correspond with the different colors of your wheels. And it can get pretty challenging, but what's really cool is you can do really cool tricks. I can see it as like a fun, like how long can you last, how much points can you gather. It's just a really fun, simple game that I just really truly like. I think it's done by like Milky Way Games or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And the second game that I really played and that I really loved, I played this on Sunday, and it's a game called Republic. And this is a pretty solid game. I believe this game company actually comes from Seattle, and so Republic is, I believe, is actually an older game from a couple years back. I think it may have been like, at least 5, probably. Actually, I think it's more like into 10 or 15 years ago when this game kind of first came into fruition. And this game got redone and put on the tablets and on Steam. And what I played was the PS4 build. And this game is really interesting. It's a game I haven't played. What's cool is it's about this lady who's basically like, I need to get out of this prison that she's locked into. And it's basically you and this hacker type thing. And this hacker, you don't see the hacker, but you see like he controls the different cameras, he can unlock doors, and so you switch between the lady and the cameras. And it's a really cool narrative, like really cool stealth game. Definitely check it out. And I believe it comes out next in 2016. And so it'll probably be fairly cheap. I would think $15–20 when it comes out. So definitely worth picking up and playing. And so the third game was probably the biggest game I played. And this game is called Drawn to Death. It was showed on the Sony's 4. And this game is pretty much, I believe it's a free-to-play game. It maybe costs a little money. But it's pretty much basically a free-for-all shooter. It's like this kid. It's like what if a kid imagined basically a big multiplayer shooter, and so it's like a world of like cartoons, and it's really interesting. It's a black and white game with these real interesting characters, kind of somewhat bloody, but real imaginative. It's just like, what if you were daydreaming in high school and decided to make a game? And that's pretty much what you get. And it's really awesome. I would definitely check it out when you hear about it. I believe the beta is coming soon. You can sign up now for the beta, if I'm not mistaken, for that game. And then another interesting game that I played was a game called Galaxy. I believe it's out now. It came out this month. It's basically you control these spaceships, maybe a mobile suit or some type of weapon, and you go through like a meter fields, kind of destroying robots, powering up, and it's a fairly solid game. Kind of got to play it. I believe it's published by Go Home, actually the same people who also published Republic. And so, really solid set of games that I played. I just want to kind of give you games that I saw. I believe most of these games are for the PS4, and I believe you'll also get them for Steam, and probably a couple other devices. And then lastly, I also want to give, I forgot to talk about one last game, and that is Awesome Knobs. Awesome Knobs is this pretty interesting game, and it's pretty, what I got described to as a 2D side-scrolling MOBA. And I played it, so you had all these different characters, and you're trying to take away like this generator, and basically I was listening to the guy over next to me. He was like, yeah, this basically is pretty much if you played League of Legends, you played some really complex games. It's pretty much like that. And so, like, what's interesting is it's for the PC, and it's also for PlayStation 4. It's probably one of the few MOBAs you can play on your PlayStation 4 of all things. And so, really interesting game. Really liked it. I believe it's out now, and so go check it out. And thank you for listening. I hope you liked what I saw at PAX Prime. I'm probably going to make a couple more videos because there was a couple games that I saw but kind of didn't play with. I kind of want to give you my impressions about those as well. And I think I even took some floor plans. I just got a really cool game, Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, and I really want to show that to you guys.